not just representing yourself, you represent New York.
Who's a New Yorker? What makes you a New Yorker? All walks of life come to live in the city of New York.
You carry the city on your shoulders, and everyone has high expectations from you. Are you ready for that, and can you handle it?
Playing the game in the city teaches you to be tough.
You got competition. There's someone always ready to take your spot.
And I think part of that makes the pressure on the athlete to say, I have really got to perform.
To represent a city that you hold so honorable to your life, to your character, to who you are, that's an honor.
That's the New York state of mind.
My mother, she got mad and said, why you didn't tell me you was going to New York? I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. As soon as I hung up the phone, they called me and said the trade went through. So I had to call them like, yo, we headed to New York. The only thing she said was, are you ready? I was like, I don't have a choice.
When you grow up in a place like Brooklyn in the city, you develop a toughness.
Red Hook was an exciting place when we was living there. And when I moved there, I didn't realize it was the way it was, but it wasn't all bad. It had good moments also.
Red Hook is like an island by itself. It's not a small housing project. It's one of the largest in New York City. This neighborhood taught me everything. Everything that you see bad is really not that bad. I didn't know how much I was lacking in a lot of things until I left this neighborhood. Because when I was in this neighborhood, regardless of who you were, what you had and what you didn't have, you were still considered a friend, a brother. You didn't know you was poor when you lived out here. You didn't know you was a lower class individual, not by choice, make it right. This is the court. This is the court where Melo first shot his basketball to official 10 feet regulated hoop, right here. This was the apartment that we lived in. This was the window he used to stick his head out of all the time when he couldn't come outside. This was the window, and this was the court. This was the court. This is where he started at. This was where he started playing basketball 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old.
We had it was like a summer game, and my oldest brother was playing. So I got in trouble, and I had to sit and watch it through my window.
You would see his little head in the window. Everybody knew that's Melo.
But I couldn't reach the window, so I stacked, chairs and tables on top of each other. And it fell, caught myself right here in the corner of my eye. I tried to hide it though. Every time my mother came home, I was trying to act like I was asleep.
Carmelo would sit at the table and eat, and the ball would be right beside him.
And I would notice he had something in the bed with him, and it was a basketball.
Sleep the ball in his bed, yeah.
always had a ball in my hand though, always.
When you think of New York basketball, you don't think of run and gun. You don't think of jacking up a lot of three-pointers. You don't think of that kind of game.
Being competitive and playing with guys older, I started seeing my brother bang bodies, contact, took basketball, made it a contact sport. I started seeing my brother enjoying contact.
Playing the game in the city teaches you to be tough. So, I brought a toughness, and also I brought a mindset where I was very focused. I would sit down in my locker, and I would just bow my head and close my eyes. And give you my game face.
New York is hardcore. New York's the concrete jungle.
To say you're from Brooklyn really means something, but to say you're from Red Hook, that stands for a lot.
Melo being from Red Hook, being from New York, and for us to have a superstar, there was no other player that we would have wanted.
And actually looking back at people right now that live in Red Hook, people that I've grown up with, and to sit with them and have stories and talk about it, like just all the memories, and I sit back like, why am I the one that really made it out? And how did I do that? I try to, gather them thoughts and think about that all the time. Red Hook, there's nobody really claiming Red Hook. So I'm like the only person